Well, here we are with a little crochet and chat. Excuse me, I'm still working on my what I was calling my sky to earth blanket. And as you can see, I've started with my sky section. I went to the blues. Then sort of a sunset area. Then I worked in that one. I was unsure about that color. Transition from like sky to earth. And so then we're down here to the earth part. And I'm doing like, here's the grass and the trees, and now we're into the flowers. This would symbolize the flower part where the color comes in. And right now I'm working with this sort of a light pink, so variegated I think, may not be. So I'm going to start my next row. So are you guys working on your sky to earth row, or what are you working on? I just want to also do my double crochet. I'm working on my back loops. And I'm crocheting in my ends at the same time. Skipping my stitch, going to the next one, doing 12 double crochets. This yarn is very soft. So that way I don't have to sew them all in later, and then I'll catch the other end. When I get to the other end, I'll crochet in the previous one. Whoops. Catch that tail in there. And I'll just give it a little stretch and it disappears. And if it don't, I'll just cut it off. Because it's pretty secure from the moment you put it on, so you don't need to worry about that tail coming out really. And I'll just do my 12 double crochets in the back loops. So this will be like, all these colors will be like in the flowery section where the flowers would be, symbolizing that. And then we'll move into the earth. So like I was saying, I'd like to say thank you to the people that have subscribed. I really appreciate it. There's so many people that watch my videos. Like 90% don't subscribe, but they watch my videos. And I would like to say, especially to those people, please subscribe. It really does help. I'm really working hard to get to the next level. I think at current I have like 714 subscribers. I'm really pushing for that 1,000. I'd just like to see that. That would be so much fun. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and 12. So I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. And I'll keep on pushing. Ooh. And I'm still working on that top that I told you about, that crop top with bell sleeves. I'm doing that video when I'm not doing this one. 1, 2, and 3 double crochets in that top stitch, which is really just the second stitch in that group of 3, the middle stitch. At the top of the peak, and then we'll go down here with our 12 stitches, skip 2, and then move over 12. You know the drill. We're doing just basically a very simple chevron pattern. Very simple chevron pattern. There are many chevron patterns. You can get very difficult with them if you'd like, but I just wanted to do something simple for this because, as you know, I'm using all my little bits and pieces of yarn that I had saved up from other projects, all of it, for probably many years actually, some of these. So I'm just using them this way. You know, also I just wanted to say that, like, if any of you are beginners or are not beginners and you're having trouble with a pattern or something like that, excuse me, and I could help you maybe in Crochet and Chat, if you'll just let me know in the comments, you know, what's going on, how I can help you, or if you're trying to use a video and you're stuck somewhere, maybe I can help you, I don't know. Just give me a holler. It's 12 doubles. We'll skip 2, 1, 2. Go into the next one, do 12 double crochets down. Oops. It says soft. You really got to pull that tension because this yarn will just slip right off the hook. And it looks like it's really stretching it out, but once I let go of that stitch, it pops right back in place. See? It's just the way the yarn pulls it. So my blanket's getting pretty big. I still got a ways to go. And sometimes I count it, sometimes I don't. Like I know I'm here in the middle stitch, so this is probably 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and 12. But sometimes I still count to make sure. Because I have miscounted and had to rip a row out. And at one point I was like, you know, this is not like, should I rip that row out? And I did. I ripped the whole row out and did it again. Because that one stitch off just drives me crazy. Easy to fix without taking the row out, but I wanted it to be right, or what I perceive as correct. I'll just put it that way. And I'd also like to encourage people, even my subscribers I have now, please watch my videos. I need more watch hours. YouTube wants me to get more watch hours. I I could watch it all day long, but that unfortunately doesn't count. So I would appreciate that. Now we're down to the middle, so we skip these two, 1, 2, go to the next one, do our first double crochet there. Seems like my yarn is changing colors a little bit, which is great for my flower section, which is why I chose this yarn. I did lay the colors out. It's very simple similar to like the temperature blanket, but it has nothing to do with temperature. That's why it's called Sky to Earth. I guess I came up with that. Crochet and Chat, your Sky to Earth throw. And I'm still doing it the same way where I do a complete row, tie it off, cut the yarn. And then when I come back this way, I crochet that piece of yarn in so I don't have any on either. So I don't have to go back and all my ends are clean. Yeah. 10, 11, and 12. 3 in the next stitch. There's your point. So, you know, normally when you do a crochet work, all your stitches aren't the same way. But this definitely, I wanted these all to be the same way, all to be on the same on both sides. So there's definitely, you know, a right and wrong side to this. Oops. And you know, you could do the same type of idea, and maybe you use a different pattern. Maybe you don't use a chevron. Maybe you do something different. I just thought, you know, with my idea that the way it would blend together with the ripples really well. And also, you know, it could help a lot of people. It would help with like putting colors together and things like that, and realizing, oh, I didn't know I could put those colors together. Well, of course you can. You're the artist. You can do whatever you like. If you know the rules, you can certainly break the rules. 1, 2, next stitch. Start our next 12 up the heel. 1 and 2. Whoops. And 3 and 4 and 5, 6. Oops. I thought it was going to be a gloomy day. It was very gloomy this morning when I got out of bed and had my morning coffee, and then the sun started to come out. Now it's turned out to be quite a beautiful day. There's a little sprinkle of rain this morning, but we needed that. And 12. We're at the peak again. Doing our 3 double crochets in the same stitch to form the peak. And then down the mountain on the other side. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Excuse me. I'm saying that a lot, aren't I? 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Whoops. It's so soft. It just slips right off the hook. And plus I'm doing it at a very strange angle because I'm trying to keep it in frame. Crocheting with restrictions. That should be my channel, Crocheting with Restrictions. So I'm just doing the same thing I was doing last time, but you know, we like to have a little chat, little crochet, little chat. Just to show you my progress on my sky to earth throw. And then of course, you know, when I get to the end of this row, I'll just cut it off and do my next row, starting back on the other side. Very simple. I also get so entranced when I'm working on it that I'll just go down the row and I'll go all the way up this row. Then I'll go to the heel, go all the way down. I get way over here. I'm like, uh-oh, something's wrong. When I do the next row, and I just get to going so fast I forget to put the 3 in the middle. Done that quite a few times. 12. 3 double crochets in the peak. Ooh. Down the mountain with the 12 double crochets. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do to the end of the row, and then when I get to this end, I'll just, when I get over here, I'll pull this yarn up, crochet it into the row so I don't have that end, and now I have no ends over here. We'll do a little border probably on the edge maybe to give that a little more structure. And then I'll just cut my row and start back over on the other end. And so that's where I am now with my colors. So catch me back here next week for a little chat. And we'll talk about what we're doing and catch up. And we'll have some more crochet and chat. And I thank you for joining me today. And please share and like and watch and subscribe and tell everyone else to subscribe because I'm begging for subscribers. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, blessed day.